Hi guys, this is Tappa. I'm a wizard and I'm going to be showing you some farming spots for both Inferno and Hell. So let's start with Hell first. As most of you know, getting that level 60 doesn't really coincide with hitting Infernos, so essentially you have quite a few levels before you hit level 60. And you can move on to Inferno. So what I've been recommending people and what I've noticed other people doing is doing the not the primeval, but Heart of Sin, and it's going to be this waypoint called Kill Osmodon. The reason why I picked this point is because there's a lot of spiders on the way there. So essentially I'm going to show it to you right away. So you go to the waypoint and you spawn right before killing Osmodon in the crater. And it's gonna say core area in the mountain. From G2 if some of you might have remembered. And you just keep going up. And I find this way to be the best way to level up, because there's just gonna be so many monsters. Not at this point, but you encounter the first group, and then there's going to be bigger groups and bigger groups and bigger groups. But because this waypoint is so close to the actual monsters spawning, you get quite a bit of experience. That way you level up to level 60 fairly quickly. What happened with me was when I hit Inferno with my wizard, I was at about level 56, 55, and this area appeared to be the best farming spot essentially. So, as you can see, you get only about 2-3 elites, and they're not too strong. Well, keep in mind, I am wearing my Inferno gear, but when you're in Hell, you can't really farm in Act 4 because the mobs are starting to hit you with elemental damage, so it's much easier. Well, I think, at least I think, that this area is much easier to level up your character for the final spot. As you can see, this is the level part, and then you get to kill Osmodon, and killing Osmodon gives you a lot of experience, and I'm pretty sure everybody can do that in Hell. I know some of you might not be able to if you're extremely undergeared, but for those who are extremely undergeared, what I do is weekly giveaways as well as daily giveaways of items, depending on how many people are subscribed to my channel and watching. I post the notifications on Blizzard forums all the time, and if you have time, I drop armors, I drop weapons, I drop everything that might help you get geared up for Inferno. And that's it. So, that was the farming spot for Hell. As for farming spots in other areas, such as Inferno, Act 1, 2, and 3, there is some variety as to where you want to farm. So let's go to Inferno difficulty. In Act 1, when I was just starting my Inferno, what I kept doing is the trailing the coven. I'm not gonna play through it, but trailing the coven is extremely good. Why? Because you get to kill a lot of elites in the process, meaning there's more chances of you finding those items that you really want, or items that you can sell and buy the items you really want. Another why is because on the way, all the way to the butcher, you don't necessarily have to do the butcher. When you start trailing the coven, there's usually, in the very first spawn, there's quite a few caves, and caves have quite a few elites, as well as the golden bags or golden chests at the very end. So basically, where did I go last time? I believe this one. Alright, excuse me for a little mishap, but the real quest that I do is Trailing the Coven, as I said before, and then you go to Khazra Barricade. And that's the one I kept farming for the longest time until I could move on to the second act. The beauty of it, as I said before, is the fact that there's many caves on the way there. And many caves equals your Nephilim stacking, equals that you're guaranteed rare items, which is pretty damn good. So essentially, you go to the Highland Crossing. That's the waypoint you want to do. You check for the goblin in the first area because, from my experience, they occur here quite often, and that could be really good for you. Goblins drop a lot of stuff, and you just go over the bridge. There's going to be quite a few monsters, which does equate to quite a few experience points. And on the way, all the way up, should be at least one cave that you can enter, and that cave will give you up to 4 elites, as I remember. Sometimes even 5. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of that. And yes, it's really easier for me to kill champions, but only because I'm already finished Diablo. So let's go to Act 2, and I will show you where to farm for Act 2 gear. Well, one of the best spots. That's if you want to do Nephilim stacks. So you change your quest. Well, in my case. And you go to the Black Soul Stone. And you begin the quest. And let's see where this is taking us. This takes us to town. Oh. And the first waypoint is not Desolate Sands, but rather is Ancient Path. Why? Because again, there's a high chance of goblin being here. What I used to do, I checked the Ancient Path for the goblin. If he's not here, I'm gonna tell you exactly where to look up to. Up to this point, if there is no goblin, then I would restart the game and keep restarting the game until there is a goblin on the way, somewhere on the way from the Ancient Path to this point. Because once you get your 5 Nephilim stacks, you can come back to this point. So essentially, you're gonna leave the goblin alone if you see him. You're gonna come back to this point once you have your 5 Nephilim stacks and get him. That way, you're guaranteed a nice rare with with 6 randomizations rather than 4, which is the lowest. Alright, so let's go to Act 3. Actually, come to think of it, I already showed you part of it, but as I said, it's not all of it. If you're an Inferno, you should know this, but just for those who are curious, I'm gonna show it to you. The one I like doing is the Heart of Sin, which is the last one. So I do the very first part, which is Heart of Sin, and then it says begin the quest. This way, you're guaranteed to have a lot of Nephilim stacks, well, 5 of them, before you kill Sadia and Osmodon, which is really, really good. Sadia always drops good items. Always, like, I've never really had level 50 drops. I only had level 60 or above drop for Sadia. And Osmodon, I can't say the same. Sometimes he does drop shitty stuff, but that's Osmodon for you. And that's Diablo for you. Alright, as for Act 4, not many people have been able, like, it's not that good to farm. Most people will farm Act 3 just because of the volume you get there, just to improve your Paragon level, because there is a lot of spiders, and those spiders are money in terms of XP. They will give you a lot of experience, and you're set. You're getting your Paragon, you're getting your Nephilim, you're getting your items. That's the way to do it. But for the Act 4 farming, for those who have high DPS, I doubt they'll be watching my video, but just for the hell of it, Primeval, Begin Quest, there's numerous elites in there. And some people, well, some of my friends, they have said that elites in Act 4 are easier, except for the Demon Lords, which are the big guys that breathe fire and have wings and travel at really high speeds at you and murk you, much like the phase beasts in Act 3. But the thing with Act 3, there's only phase beasts that can really kill you fast, and nothing else really. So that's my video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully you will subscribe, as I'll be doing giveaways as well as many other contests which are related to Diablo. I might be giving away legendaries depending on how many people decide to subscribe, because if not too many people subscribe, then there's really no contest. So therefore all the items are gonna go to just one person. So hopefully that doesn't happen. So that was Tapa. Thank you very much for listening. See you next time.